From the studios of Foxborough Cable Access, located in the center of Foxborough, Massachusetts, you are watching Around Foxborough.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Around Foxborough, election edition that is. My name is Mark Rivard, and before we get started, I just want to let you know that Foxborough Cable Access does not endorse any specific candidates, but we do give them the option to come on the air and tell us a little bit about themselves. And tonight, I am pleased to have as my guest, Stephanie McGowan. Hi, Steph.
Hi, Mark. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being on the show. And Steph is running for the open seat on the Foxborough Board of Selectmen, and the election is Monday. So we wanted to give her a chance to come on here and tell us a little bit about herself. So, Steph, tell us a little about yourself.
All right. Okay, so I have been living here in Foxborough for 22 years. My husband is a townie. That's how I ended up here. I grew up in Stoughton, and so we've been married for 23 years and here in Foxborough for 22. We were here for about 4 or 5 years when baby number 1 came, and then a couple of years later, baby number 2 came. So we've raised our family here. Absolutely love Foxborough. It's an incredible community. The people are phenomenal. So maybe about, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I started to get a little interested in town government, how our town government works. I got myself on an advisory committee, so I served 3 years there, and really was very eye-opening, and it gave me a chance to really find out what the nuts and bolts are with between the town government, the budget, warrant articles, things we were involved in vetting out to make recommendations to the townspeople for town meeting. And so that's what's led me to my quest to be a selectman. And so I decided this year I was going to throw my hat in the ring, and that's led me to here, So it's been a great experience, not like it's been before. There's no face-to-face with people, no holding of signs on the common. So it's been a little bit different, but I run into people in the grocery store. Of course, we're all masked, and so I get to run into some people and answer some questions. It's not the same as it's been, but thankfully, the JCs did their candidates night, which was great, and the fact that Foxborough Cable is invited me to come on with you is wonderful, just to get some information out. I think the people in town deserve to know what the candidates are about to be able to make an informed decision.
Excellent. So do you actually wear a mask that says, "Hi, I'm Steph McGowan, vote for me"?
Something if I had thought about that, I may have had those made. Yeah. I wouldn't even have to open my mouth. I could just have it across my face.
Well, at least I know one thing. As you were on the advisory committee, you're used to sitting at 4-hour town meetings, so it wouldn't be a change there, right?
No, well, hopefully they don't all go that long. But something though, it when that happens though, it just shows you that people are interested and people have questions, and it's I wish more people would come to town meeting, because sometimes you have a couple hundred people there. There's really important decisions made at town meeting, and people should get themselves informed, read up, watch the selectmen's meetings. Now the advisory committee meetings, since this has happened, that they've been on television, but even before they weren't televised, come on in and sit. It's amazing what I learned the last 3 years, and you think how things are working, but you really don't. And so if people got a little more involved, came to town meeting, I think they'd be surprised at how things really work out. And that's kind of what even made me interested to go on advisory committee, because Foxborough is a great place. We have great services, and I wouldn't say I was complaining about anything, but I mean, still, I'm one of those people, you get your tax bill, your taxes have gone up, you wonder, oh, where's all my tax money going? And so it was about time to, rather than just think about it, get involved and learn, something, educate myself of where our tax money goes. And I think if people got more involved, they would understand. And then even at town meeting, they would be able to make good decisions on voting for the warrant articles. A lot of times people just come in and they're voting listen, the advisory committee is there for a reason, to make recommendations. Our board of selectmen are making recommendations, but the residents should know what's going on too. And I'd like to see more people show up at town meeting. I think that would be great.
I would too. It's really is, and people have told me this, one of my friends says this all the time, it's one of the last forms of democratic government left, is in town government with town meeting. Mm-hmm. You don't have the mayor and the city council. It's really representative of the people, and the people get to vote on it, and more people should get involved.
Yeah,
I agree 100% on that.
Well, yeah, because we have 17,000+ people in town. I think there's around 11,000 registered voters, and it's yeah. I mean, to have a couple hundred people make big decisions for the town, it's not right. More people should get involved. We all have a voice and a vote. We should be able to use that.
Exactly. So now let me ask you, let's say tomorrow, and it wouldn't be tomorrow, it would be Monday and probably the next week. But let's say Monday, you're voted in as the new selectman in the town of Foxborough. Are there a couple of issues that are important to you that you'd like to see get done, things that are bothering you, or just things that you think need to be done in town?
Yeah, well, I think the first thing I would do is find a way to nestle myself into the existing board. I would be, if I win, I would be taking David Feldman's seat. He's decided not to run this year. And so I think I want to find a way to work well with the existing board. I don't feel like I have anything that I want to come in and rock the boat with. I want to establish a good relationship with the existing board. That would be my first priority, to get in with them and find a good fit for me on that board. I've been all about fiscal responsibility. My last 3 years on NADCOM, I've been about looking at the budget. I want nice things too. I live here. Looking at the budget and just finding out how we could be somewhat conservative on spending and still have the nice things. Nobody saw this, honestly. I've been preaching about this rainy day, whether it was when Tom Brady left, when Bill Belichick decided to sit down. People have talked about, there's a good amount of money that comes into town from what happens at the stadium. And if there's playoff games up there, everything's buzzing up there. You've got the hotels, you've got the restaurants, and I kind of felt like I always wanted to be prepared for that rainy day, even in my own home with our budget. I always make sure we have something put away, and so I've been preaching that a little bit the last couple of years, and so I think that's a goal of mine, to see how we can stay fiscally responsible and not lose services. It's a great town. You don't want to. I don't think anybody wants to come in and say, okay, we don't need this, whatever. I think everybody loves our town, loves the services we have. Just making sure that it's sustainable and that our seniors, I feel like myself and my husband, we're closer to being seniors now than when our kids were just starting into the school system. And so I want to make sure we can stay here. And so that's a priority of mine. is just to make sure we're responsible with our spending. It's not about cutting anything or adding anything, just making sure we're responsible. And I'm very interested in the growth downtown, smart growth. I don't want to see anything we do change the small town charm of Foxborough, especially uptown. You know, it's really unique. We're this small town with a football stadium in it, and there's a lot of charm in Foxborough, and people like that small town charm. And I think that is what draws people to come here and live here, or even to stay here. You know, people who grew up here want to stay here. And so really about smart growth. And, you know, I don't have all the answers. It's a learning process. I feel like I have experience, a lot of knowledge from my time on advisory committee to get me to this next step as a selectman. But it's going to be a learning curve for me too. You know, that this is the next step. There's more responsibility that comes with being a selectman. And I think we have a great board now. And I'm really looking forward to hopping in and you know, being an asset and bringing my little spin of things to the other four, and working together to make really good decisions for the town.
That's great. Great.
Yeah.
You know, those are two of the key issues I think that everybody's been talking about is fiscal responsibility and what do we do about uptown? You know, we want to keep that charm, but yet we also want to build it up. We want to have business. We want to see people on the common, not just for events, but strolling back and forth to all these different restaurants or, you know, the theater, the Marilyn Rodman Performing Arts Center, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
We want to see that again. We want to see it bustling, but we also don't want it to turn into a metropolis.
Well, and the theater is wonderful. You know, they did a fabulous job. They came before advisory committee when they wanted to get the new sign, and they came before us to explain, you know, why they wanted to put an electronic sign up there. And they gave us a calendar for the year, and oh my goodness, it was booked almost the entire year. I mean, way out. They've, you know, it's been so much a spark plug for the downtown, I almost said downtown. Oh my God, I'd be in trouble. I know. Oh,
I think that'll have to be edited out. No, we're not editing that out.
Oh, absolutely. Oh my goodness. I went into uptown. You gotta remember, I didn't grow up here, but I know that it's referred to.
Neither did I, but I never make that cardinal mistake.
Oh. No. So, yeah. I mean,
well, let that one go, Steph.
That's the spark plug, you know, for the revitalization up there. And with that, I just feel like with some nice little restaurants, and, you know, I'd love to see that it's just like that area where people are walking around and could maybe stop at a little shop, go have dinner somewhere, have a cocktail somewhere, or if the brew pub ends up coming, to have a craft beer. That's the vision. And it's amazing what this COVID-19 has done to the economy everywhere. It's I just, obviously nobody saw this coming, but next year's going to be challenging. I'm looking forward to being part of the solution. There's going to be a lot of hard work that needs to be done next year, especially with our town budget. I don't have all the answers at this point. There's going to, but we're going to have to really sit down and really see what the dollars are. I mean, who would have thought? I mean, that all these restaurants and businesses would be shut down for the amount of time. The hotels, there's a lot of dollars that come into the town from the meals tax and the hotel taxes. So I think next year is going to be challenging for us, but I think we'll find a way to get through it. It's going to be challenging. Absolutely.
Yeah, the board of selectmen has done a great job over the years of trying to keep an even keel, and I can't even imagine and what the board will be going through next year. So whoever wins on Monday is going to have their work cut out for them.
Absolutely.
I really think so. I
Absolutely.
mean, as it is right now, the stadium is not going to have any concerts so far. We don't know about any fans at the Patriots games. Fingers crossed that happens. But it's a real tough situation. So um, whoever wins, and if you win, Steph, you better be prepared. Be a lot of hard work, I think, next year.
I've given a lot of thought, Mark, a lot of thought to that. And like I said, I don't have any answers right now. I don't. I'm thinking about how challenging it's going to be, and I'm almost looking forward to that challenge, if that makes any sense. Yeah, it's going to be, between the town manager, finance people, the board of selectmen. There's going to be a lot of work that needs to be done, but it'll happen. It'll happen. We'll have, good people trying to put all our heads together, and yeah, it's going to be very challenging. I hate to keep saying that word, but that's the only word that really comes to mind.
Yeah. In these uncertain times.
Absolutely.
I didn't want to say that because I've heard it on every commercial, but it is true. It's very uncertain.
Yeah.
So my last question, which really isn't a question, but I'm going to give you like 5-10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Steph McGowan, you tell the people of Foxborough why they should vote for you on Monday, June 8th.
Okay, let's see. Why should you vote for me? My heart and soul is in Foxborough. I didn't grow up here. Everyone thinks I had a wonderful childhood. I loved growing up in Stoughton. Stoughton was a great town. I think in your mind, you always figure, oh, I'm going to live where I grew up. If you liked where you grew up, then Jimmy talked me into coming to Foxborough, and it's the best decision we ever made. I love this community. We began. I think sometimes it starts when you have children, because that's what puts you into the community more. I've coached youth softball. I was a member of the softball board. Also was a director for the level that my daughter played at, and it started there. And then you just get involved with what's going on at school, what's going on in the community. My mother and father really raised me to give back. We've always volunteered for whatever was going on, whether it was in our own community, somewhere else. So I feel like we started as a family. We started getting as involved, whether it was just signing up for a meal train if somebody had hit hard times or had some surgery or sickness. Between that and getting involved with the town politics and learning about town government. So I feel like I have my finger on the pulse of Foxborough, what Foxborough wants. I think, again, not to so much repeat myself, but advisory committee, my time there, it was worth its weight in gold. I really can't stress how much I learned there. And I think I know I have the passion. I know I have the drive. I know I love this town, and I want good things for the people who live here. And that's what's going to drive me to be a good selectman. So I think that's why people should vote for me. I really, I'm looking forward to making a difference. And I think I've got the experience to do it.
Great. Well, thank you, Stephanie. Thanks for joining us. And I do wish you a lot of luck on Monday.
Thank you. Thank you. It's supposed to be a beautiful day. No standing in the rain.
Well, get out or mail in your vote, right?
Yep, absolutely. I think, where are we today? Well, I'm not sure when this is going to air. But we have a couple of days. I think it might be tough to do early voting now or absentee, getting close with things happening to go back and forth through the mail with town hall. But from what I've heard, Bob Cutler and his team have everything set up. It's going to be very safe, a little bit different. Everything's going to be socially distanced. And I think there's going to be a lot of protection for the people who are working the polls, and there'll be fresh pens for everybody. So I hope the virus doesn't scare people away. Your vote is your voice. So I hope everyone just, hope they get out, and the town is doing the best they can to make it a safe day to get out and get your voice heard. So come on out and vote.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Come on and vote.
That's right. Vote for Steph McGowan if you'd like, but above all, people should vote. If I'm not your candidate, that's when people should vote. That's your voice. I hope you like what I have to say, and I hope you cast your vote for me, but you should vote.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Steph. That was Steph McGowan. She's running for the open seat on the Foxborough Board of Selectmen. Please don't forget, Monday, June 8th at the Ahern Middle School, or if you've already sent in your vote, thank you. But please get out there and vote. And once again, this is Around Foxborough. My name is Mark Rivard. Have yourself a great day.
Thanks so much, Mark.